How many of you believe that this one I must exercise a bit? See whether you're more responsive than the Singapore audience. How many of you believe that death is not the end? That there will be a rebirth? Yes. Oh, you didn't know. Okay, the other way around. How many of you believe that there is going to be rebirth? That when you die, there will be worm food. You know, food for the worm. So you all believe, right? Okay. Now, because you believe that death is not the end, and therefore, in the Buddhist pantheon, you have this version, right? Don't worry about the details. They are going to be uploaded, so you can look for it. Don't worry about the details. Huh? All I want you to know is this. If you look at this list, which one has a larger proportion? Heaven or hell? How many heavens are there? How many layers are there?
32 layers,
26 heavens. 31 plane of existence, 36 heaven. Okay? 26 heaven, right? And then 1 human realm and 4 willful states. You know that, right? Which means to say that there are many things that you can do that will actually lift you. What it means by arupa rupa are the meditators. What it means by the karma loka are the ones who do a lot of merits, generally good people, generally kind, generally giving. That's the karma loka. The word karma, K-A-M-A, means sense-based, sensual. Sensuous. Mara is also there. You all know that, right? Yeah, powerful. So the point is that there are many layers upwards, there are fewer layers downwards. And I wanted to point this out to you because as a Buddhist, as a fellow Buddhist, I know a lot of us, I know that a lot of us are very worried about descending downwards. That's why I wrote this book to begin with. I wrote this book because I want to change perspective about how to do it right. And if you are, I want to give you this assurance, if you are a Buddhist and you are sincere in seeking the Dhamma, if you are sincere, and every time you look at the Buddha's rupa, you feel joy and you feel gratitude. Every time. That is already a safety net. Did you know that? Now, I'm going to explain from the sutta. I want to say that it is very important. This was what the Buddha said to his cousin. You read for yourself. When a person's mind has been fortified for a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, that goes upwards, that goes to distinction. Don't be afraid. Fear will drag you down. I need you to understand that. This is Buddha telling Mahanama. When the mind has been fortified over a long time by faith, virtue, learning, generosity, and wisdom, that goes upwards, that goes to distinction. Don't be afraid. Your death will not be a bad one. Your demise will not be a bad one. You must have faith. Do you know better than Buddha? Not a rhetorical question, I expect answer, Do you know better than Buddha?
No.
We don't, right? If you don't know better than Buddha, then read his own words. I want you to feel assured first. You must feel joy in the learning. Because I will explain what I mean by faith and everything else. You must feel assured. You must protect your mind. Tonight, you walk out, one of you get knocked down, you must remember this. The joy of the Dhamma. Every time your last thought, think of the Buddha, it's your, what do you call it, fast track ticket. It protects you. I will explain why. Okay? In the old days, when the Buddha himself was teaching the Dhamma, are you all familiar with the life of the Buddha's history? For those of you who are familiar, do you recall how the Buddha used to teach Dhamma? Do you all recall? Dhamma, Sila, Saga, Adinava, Nekama. You know that, right? Dhamma, Sila, Saga, heaven, Adinava, fear, danger. Well, you can say that. The point is, Adinava means the problem with overindulging. Nekama is letting go. Renunciation, but it's actually moderation. Because he's talking to lay people. Lay people who knew nothing. You all lay people know Four Noble Truth Eightfold Path. The lay people he met knew nothing. They see a man, okay, this is what, imagine. They see this young man, but I like his energy, 有缘. I like the way he smiled. Bante. So Bante would then explain, right? Bante would say something. After Bante said something, they're happy. Because Bante assured them. Bante told them, Dhamma, Sila, Saga, the 31 planes. 26 of them. Well, of course, Bante, we don't exactly know what Bante told them. Whether it was the literal heaven or the figurative heaven. We don't know. But the point is, Bante talked about heaven. Bante didn't talk about hell. Right? Why did Bante talk about heaven? Because Bante knew that if they have a chance to see the Buddha, their mind cannot be that bad. If you have a chance to sit here and learn the Dhamma, your mind cannot be that bad. Because the Buddha himself said, when he is gone, let the Dhamma and Vinaya be your guide. Buddha's no more. Dhamma is there. I'm so sorry. So therefore, he was going to lift their spirit. That is why, after they listened to him, right, so many of them entered the stream. So many of them entered the stream because they had joy in their heart after listening to Bante. You know when I say Bante, it's not the regular Bante. It's the Bante. Okay? Buddha calls himself the Tathagata, but everyone else calls him Bante. Okay? So, the point is, you must have confidence, conviction, the joy. I embrace Bante, I embrace your teaching. Let me be your follower to the end of my life, this life. And they will cry, shed tears of joy. So it's a powerful lifting of the spirit. Give them hope. make them want to know more. So the mind can go quiet. And then when he went into Abhinava, and when he went into moderation, the Kamma, they can hear the Dhamma. That's why they entered the stream. Okay? If you say, oh, Bante, everybody enter stream. That's so easy. Then how come our time so difficult? Because in our time, we have too many thoughts, too many ideas. When you listen to the Dhamma, your mind may not be listening to the Dhamma. Because here I talk, there you talk, here I talk, there you talk. Yeah, of course you talk louder than me, because my mind not working. So if my mind not working, if you talk louder than me, you see what I'm saying? If you can hear everything, you also enter stream. Dhamma stream. Dhamma stream. Okay? Okay. Satta. Now I'm going to explain. Sorry. It will blow into your face, right? The sound. It's okay.
It's okay.
Satta. You see, I need to do this. But you will know from my YouTube that I kind of do this, right? All over the place. Okay. Pali word satta means, you can call it faith, you can call it conviction, confidence, trust. Trust. You trust the Buddha. You trust that he knew what he was saying. Trust. So faith is one version, confidence, conviction, trust, all correct, depending on you. For me, all of the above. When you practice and you begin to correlate what you read with what you are experiencing, conviction, absolute trust, absolute faith. If you haven't practiced, but you like his face, so you like his face, then all you have is just faith. See that? It all depends, huh? Now I want to stress this. Sometimes people see the word satta no up. You know what I mean, right? 看不起你啊, see the word no up. Why would they see the word satta no up? Because they think faith is very easy, ma. I just believe, that's all. And believe means, you're not thinking. No. I will show you. It's much more than that. I want to stress that faith is very important because when you enter the street, the real street, the Sotapatti street, when you become a Sotapanna, in many entire Samhita Nikaya is one chapter on Sotapanna Magga. I think it's Samhita. That chapter, you go and read again and again, this form will come out. Confirm faith. Possesses confirm faith. Confirm satta in the Buddha. Confirm satta in the Dhamma. Confirm satta in the Sangha. And the fourth one, possesses the virtue dear to the noble ones. Better? No. Unmortal, free, praised by the wise, ungrasped, leading to concentration. The fourth one doesn't make sense for some of you. Actually, it means the 10 akusala. You don't have it. All 10 akusalas. You don't have that problem. You know the 10 akusalas, right? It means the 10 akusalas. What it means is this: if your faith in the Buddha is so strong, your confidence in the Buddha is so strong, it completely transforms your character, change your character. But I will talk more about that under Sila. Now we're only talking about Sattva. What is this faith? Fundamentally, now we don't have a lot of time to go into a lot of detail, so I will cut short. You want the detail, you look at the chapter on Sattva, it's online. Faith in the Buddha means faith in the Buddha's wisdom. I know most of the time they will say that is Iti Iso Bhagawa Arahan Sama Sambuddho Vidyacharana Sampado, right? The 9 qualities of the Buddha. 9 qualities of the Buddha or 9 virtues of the Buddha, it doesn't matter. You look at those 9 qualities. What do they mean? It means he's enlightened. Because he's enlightened, he knew what he was doing. His conduct, vidya, wisdom, charana, conduct. His wisdom was absolute, his conduct was pure. That's the most important. Knower of the world, knower of this world. Reality as is. Sugatos, well completed, this journey is completed. Perfectly walked, perfectly taught. But whatever it is, why are all those things important? I mean, look, if he were not perfect in wisdom, does it matter if he's the best teacher? Right? Does it matter if he's the teacher of God and man? It matters only because his wisdom is perfect. That what he tells you is correct. And you have to believe he knew what he was saying and what he was doing. That's the important thing. He tells you what is important, you will go exactly by what he said is important. Not my teacher says so, not our teacher says so, not a lay person, not a lay teacher, or not even a monk. The main thing is the Buddha. And therefore, after I really bring the Nikayas. You know the Nikayas, right? I wanted to show like demonstration of Majjhima like that. Those, it's in those that you find his words. It's in the Majjhima, and the Anguttara, and the Samyutta, and the Dhammapada. Do not see the Dhammapada no R. Because the Dhammapada is an excerpt. They took it from the main one to teach. In other words, some monk somewhere in time extracted the core teachings of the Buddha to teach the others. Because they cannot teach. Today you got Majjhima, can go by. In the old days, you depend on the teacher to teach you everything. The teacher very old already, can only teach you subset. Something like Dhammapada was an excerpt, an extract. They are all repeated in the actual suttas. The Dhammapada is where the core teaching. Let me tell you this. Suppose let's say you have no idea what the Dhamma is. And you don't have time, you only want to do the basic reading. If you read only the Dhammapada, I'm assuming you're not going to be a teacher. If you want to be a teacher, then maybe be a bit more lah. But if you are for your own practice, trying to understand what the Buddha taught, Dhammapada is good enough. Till today, some of the stanzas that spring up in my mind comes from Dhammapada. They are so beautiful and so powerful. Okay? So do not underestimate, see no up, underestimate, in case you expect proper English. Dhammapada. Okay? So number 1, the Buddha's wisdom. If, and this is for your own protection, if you find for yourself, if you find that what you read in the Dhammapada or what you read in the Nikayas didn't quite gel with what is being said by the speaker, regardless of the speaker, it didn't gel. You don't have to, excuse me, Can I refer you to the Majjhima Nikaya? You say like that, Majjhima Nikaya say like that. Wrong eh? You don't have to. And you shouldn't. You don't have to. You can privately go and sort it out. That's your choice. But for yourself, if you find that they don't gel, you need to go back and clarify something. They didn't gel, is it because of the person's understanding or your understanding? Did you misunderstand him? Then you find after you clarify that no, you didn't misunderstand him. He or she really got it wrong. Then you can maybe photo set and give a day or give the lay person a day or whatever, and then you left it. The Majjhima Nikaya, that's where your answer must be. Because those are the Buddha's words. That's why I would encourage you to continue to read the Sutta. Some people will say, what are you Buddha eh? Dhamma Pada Asya Buddha also got problem, huh? Dhamma Pada is about the very profound and not difficult, right? Dhamma Pada is not difficult. Some people tell story. It's so entertaining. It's easier. Start with that. Okay. Confirm confidence in the Buddha is absolute confidence that the Buddha knew what he was teaching. Confidence in the Buddha's wisdom. Confirm confidence in the Dhamma. Do you recall what did the chant, the homage to the Dhamma? Do you recall what it says? Swakato Bhagavata Namo Sannidhiko. Okay, that's what it's called. It tells you, by the way, that chant came from Buddha. What you are reciting today was said by the Buddha 2,500 years ago. This is about the Pali stanzas you will remember. You speak his language when you chant that. And the very first line the Buddha said, Swakato. Beautifully said, beautifully, perfectly taught. It means the Dhamma as it is. Perfect. Don't add, don't subtract. Don't add, don't subtract. No need commentaries, sub-commentaries of commentaries, sub-commentaries of sub-commentaries. No need. Photocopy one cannot be better than original. Okay? No need. Higher Dhamma, lower Dhamma, no need. You can't even handle one version. Why do you want higher than that? No need. Purer than that. No need. Keep to the original. Keep to the old text. Good enough. You can master the old text, then you can talk now. Then usually after you master the old text, you don't need to master anymore, you're master already. Okay? The other point I want to highlight about the Dhamma is this. Somewhere in it says, seen by the wise for himself. Yeah? Pacchattam vekitam yeno iti. Seen by the wise for himself. That stanza means that the Dhamma is a living Dhamma. Usually people emphasize the word wise. Usually. But I want to emphasize the word by himself. See, by himself. Taste by himself. Experience by himself. By himself. Exactly. The Dhamma is experiential. You know the meaning of the word experiential, right? If I describe to you this beautiful music, you impressed, no? Maybe you're impressed with my description because I can describe it beautifully. But you didn't hear the music. If you didn't hear the music, did you taste the music? No. Who are you to judge yourself? You think the fellow who says he knows, don't know that, only he knows. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't listen to others. You must listen to yourself and read. Okay? You must. Minimally, this is your gut, your goalkeeper. Do not let go of your own critical thinking. Critical does not mean criticism. Critical means I will think and I will weigh and I will reflect. And you will also encourage each other to continue to reflect, to think, and to weigh. You must, because in the Buddha's teaching, he himself said, you are entitled to challenge, you are entitled to ask questions. And we know in the sutta, his monks, look, this is the living Buddha. They will go to him and say, Bhante, I don't agree. And Bhante will explain. Right? Buddha will explain patiently, with a smile. Has to. You understand? So you must continue. You do not doubt that the Dhamma will work. You can question another's interpretation, but you never doubt that the Dhamma will work. Then the question is, why is it the street emperor has confirmed confidence? The rest of us will have confidence, but the guy who is a street emperor has it confirmed because they correlated the teaching for himself, see for himself, taste for himself. No one can block him. And one of the criteria, one of the conditions describing, one of the qualities describing a Sotapanna is he does not need another teacher. It's always reflected somewhere. The person who says it's a Sotapanna, he will tell, and I don't need another, I will not go to another teacher. The Dhamma is his teacher, the Buddha is his teacher, he won't go anywhere else. So they know, okay, they all know. If you don't know, you're not. The third one says, Sanghas Supatipano Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Supatipano Bhagavato Sangho. You know the stanzas, right? But this is the only one where I write them all down because I want you to see the words for yourself. Supatipano, well practiced. He tries his best. Okay? Uju, he did it honestly. Niya, he does it with understanding. He knows it is for enlightenment. Samicipatipano is he practiced correctly. The first one, he's trying his best. You can try your best to go wrong direction. The fourth one is the right direction. It will lead to emancipation. He's on track. Okay? The first one is you try your best. The fourth one is he's on track. The second is he's honest in his practice. Not just honest for the world. Honest to himself. Honest about the practice himself. You know how sometimes our mind may not be the cleanest place, but we want to uphold an image, so we want people to think we're very clean. That's not being honest, oh. So I'm saying that's not being honest. Not to yourself. Why is this honesty thing so important? You love yourself, you're never going to change. If you love yourself, you're never ever going to change. Because you believe, you already believe, you have to see no reason, see absolutely no reason to improve. Because I'm perfection already, no? See? Perfect. 3 stars. Very happy with yourself. Cannot. And you will know, tomorrow when I talk about some here, you will know. honest to fellow practitioner, you're very honest. So, faith in the practice and the transformation. Okay? What it all means, wisdom and practice. Saddha, the Buddhist saddha, must rest on right knowledge and understanding, not blind saddha, knowledge. Understanding and knowledge are not the same. Insight, not the same. All three words, different. Knowledge is just material. The correct set of material you use. Think of it like this. You're studying for exam. And you study the wrong textbook. Your knowledge material, tio, salah. Okay? So, knowledge must have right knowledge, right understanding. Very important. Wrong understanding, you will buck up the wrong tree. Then after you invested half your life up that tree, you built a nest, your family came to stay with you, everybody look up to you, give you 3 joysticks. You want to come down? How to come down? That is why Sanjaya, Sariputta's teacher, didn't want to come down the tree. Okay? Understanding is when you have digested the knowledge and you have your own digested takeaway. Knowledge is knowledge, Four Noble Truth. But if you spend your life examining the Four Noble Truths, one day Four Noble Truth becomes right understanding. How many of you have never heard of Four Noble Truths? Because then I will send Atai to talk to you at night. You are not ready for this Chin class. You need to do the pre-class. Then you come here. You all have heard of Four Noble Truths, right? How many of you have not heard of Eightfold Path? Okay, let me tell you this. Something that might not have struck you. What was the first discourse that Buddha taught? What is this about? Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, right? Can anybody tell me what was the last thing the Buddha talked about? What was the last thing he said? Well, one of the last things he said. Never read my book, that's why. If you had read the book, tell me, what's the last thing that the Buddha talked about? What did he tell Subhadra? Remember the story of Subhadra? What did he say? Do you remember the story of Subhadra? Yes. What was the last thing he said? Strive on. Eightfold Path. Yo. I'm very glad I discussed. Continue keep that, okay? I forgot to give you Pali. Sorry. The last thing he talked about, Eightfold Path. The first thing he talked about, Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path. What's the story there? That's the most important part of the practice. Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, if you don't know anything else, this is the one that will take you home. It's that important. Then you say, no, but I can do it in Pali already, ma. I can repeat it in Mandarin and Pali. Somali and Malay, cakap Malay untuk Melayu, so now. But I'm not enter stream. Because it's knowledge, not understanding. All you have is knowledge. No understanding, not real understanding. When you enter the stream, your understanding becomes insight. Suddenly, it will hit you here. What fundamentally was his core teaching? It will hit you right here. And that's what going to wake you up. Completely, it will wake you up. And suddenly, when you look around you, you won't see the world the same. Ever. Won't be the same. Because you see, you will realize that something is fundamentally wrong with the way you see the world. So, Sattva sits on knowledge, sits on understanding, and your Sattva becomes very strong, confirmed when it sits on insight. Okay? And I wrote it simply. What I mean by will change and grow must develop is this. Mental states are not static. They are very dynamic. They will change. Experience that you have will cause the mental state to change. Hopefully, when you woke up at 6:30 tonight, you go home and sweet like that. That means Sattva has exploded for you. If you go and waste the whole afternoon, means sorry, 对不起，我赔你，give you back 3 hours. Sattva will grow depending on 2 things. The conditions outside, but more important is the condition inside. In my book, I have a whole section on how to develop Sattva. Main thing outside what I would say, I say about one inside. Knowledge, understanding, insight. It will grow accordingly based on your understanding, based on your insight. Okay? You will start with what I call token starter. Either token or proxy or I can't remember the word that I usually use. A starter that is tentative. Conventional. It's all tentative, not tentative. Tomorrow I give you something nicer, you will change your mind about them. That's tentative. And then if Sattva sits on the wrong understanding, jalan. Because let's just say you believe that your Sattva sits on the belief that Buddha will bless you. But let's just say that, okay, don't say more. Somebody Sattva sits on the belief that Buddha will bless them. Then they very anxious, then go pay respect, pray, give you a lot of egg, duck, all right, for a lot of things, and then nothing happens. Disappointment. This Sattva sitting on the wrong thing. Buddha's in this Dhamma, Sattva sits on the correct understanding of Dhamma, the correct practice, the correct experience. It all matters. Then you say like that, how? I don't know experience. I teach you something very basic. If you are a happier person, if by your understanding of the Dhamma, you find yourself becoming lighter, soon. If you find yourself becoming sadder, angrier, more agitated, 路为不准 don't blame Buddha. Okay? It's 路为不准. It's nothing to do with Buddha. Buddha one is true. Because why? Your understanding, the material you use, then maybe your material is correct, your understanding is jialat, then like that lor. You understand? This is very important. Okay? Actually, I didn't put in that one, like student bit. The point is, go online, look for Triple Gems lesson again. Go from there. Or you can read the book towards the line. On the starter chapter, there's an entire chapter on how to stir it up for yourself. Okay? Now, the effects. Why is starter important? This one I'm covering in 2 parts. Point 1. Starter gives a lot of joy. A lot. Now let me ask you in this room, okay? We'll do a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being joyous. Oh yes, joyous. 1 means okay lah. So 勉强 okay lah. So that's 1, your joy. How many of you would describe that your joy at this point is what? Lucky. How many of you would say your joy at this point is 2? 4. It's getting better. 3 already passed. How many would say you're 3 right now? 3 right now. 4. Okay. Who says 5? Okay, 4 first. Who say 8? Cannot put up your hand one lah. Start again, oh, make 4. Sorry, I forgot. 0. Who say the starter now is 0? 对不起啊，我走错房间了。I'm in the wrong class.
0没有来了。
0没有来，这是 wrong class 啊。Okay, who's 1? Who's 1? Who's 2? Who's 3? Who's 4? Who's 5? The rest, 全部。Foolish knife. Frozen shoulder, hand cannot go up. Can't you see my finger? Sabda is very powerful. If you really, how do you tell? If you have Sabda, you will experience it as joy. Joy and a very strong, good feeling. Sometimes Sabda can be so strong, especially for the practitioner. They have a really good meditation session. In that one session, they really experience the Dhamma. They will come out of it crying. Yeah, it is normal. Normal. How do we know? Have you heard the story? Buddha's time, his mom is going around. Some of them got accused of enjoying themselves. There's one monk. He's very happy. Everything. He's very happy. He's very joyous, very uplifting. And then he will say, "Oh, how joyous, how joyous." And as he feels so joyous, people complain. He said, they complain to Buddha, he's enjoying himself. He said, joyous, he's enjoying himself. Wrong, but they wrong. Okay. And they say, can you explain to everyone else why you say so joyous, how joyous? So he said, previously I was a king and outside my door every night, a whole bunch of guards, and I sleep, can't sleep at night, I'm very distraught, my mind is very worried. Now they're a monk. And he's an arahat, that's why he's so joyous. Monk, I feel so light, so free, so joyous. So yes, they will feel joyous. Sabda is joyous. This is the joy that on your deathbed, it will lift your mind. Lift your mind. Protect your mind. So if all you have is the joy of the Dhamma, joy in the Buddha, this will lift your mind. Tomorrow I will talk about Sarakani Sutta. You will hear Buddha's own words about the lifting of the mind for the person who has faith in Buddha. So, not blind faith. Because it's kind of, if your faith is blind, it's like shaky. It has to be sitting on understanding. You all study Sutta class about understanding, or not? Bit of understanding at least, minimum. For sure there must be some. This sadhana comes with gratitude, comes with contentment. Gratitude. And comes the next point. Practice. For those of you who fancy yourself as practitioners, sadhana is very critical because when you look at the sutta, you will say, I don't understand, never mind. Buddha is right, I will try and remember. Then, I tell you what will happen. Look, 我是过来人, meaning there was a time I didn't understand also. I collect. I'm like saber squirrel. I will collect all the nuggets. Collect. Stop. Collect. The day that the mental conditions are ready, your mind is quiet enough, the Dhamma comes up. Suddenly, that one word you learned before makes sense. If you didn't collect, your mind go quiet enough, nothing comes out. 学会 eat Hokkien mee instead will come out. All the nonsensical things will come out. So you collect. Doesn't matter if you don't understand. True story here. When I started studying, some of you are not born yet. 1992, when I went in search of the Dhamma. And the first Dhammapada stanza I learned. Mano Puba Dhamma Mano Puba Dhamma Mine is a foreigner all in the States. Mano Sita, Mano Maya. Mind supreme, mind made things. I learned this for my exam, 1993. With 92 I started, 93 was the exam. It was hilarious. I was so clever, I already know this. 20 years later, in meditation, this exact stanza came out. Without kabuk, came out properly. Maybe it came out in English. And then it struck me and I understood what it meant. Not 20 years ago. It's about 20 years ago. Really came out. The stanzas you learned 20 years earlier. Full stanza. Beautiful. And this is what I meant when I said, you collect. You don't know. Now you don't understand. Never mind. You would have put in enough effort. You would have stored it nicely. And when the conditions are right, it will come out. You can be watching my YouTube, you may have heard me say this in a different talk. It was a Buddha teaching his monks talking about having the correct mental conditions and you will see what happened. And it was using the analogy of the hand and the eggs hatching. Did you ever heard about this? The hand hatching the eggs. He said, when the hen sits on the egg, the hen doesn't go, yo, are you coming out yet? Coming out yet? They take it too long, man. You coming out? No. It will just sit, enough temperature, enough heat, enough incubation incubation period, major leagues is called the little chicken will hatch, right? That's what it is. In the same way, set the correct conditions under the right circumstances, conditions are right, your mind will see. And one of the things you must keep going, that keeps you going, even when you don't see, you keep going, keep doing the right thing, is sabda. Sabda keeps you on track. You will walk because Buddha said so. Because he said so, you will do it. And we are to that level of judiciousness, that level of meticulousness. We stare at the stanza. For me, sometimes I go into the Pali and pick it out and compare. You stare into the words and then you realize all this while you got the word like this. Because you will go away, read, I remember, I read already, I remember, right? Then you go, did you even read it carefully? Did you read it under the correct condition where your mind was alert and not after a meal? Correct condition, enough experience, the word comes alive. Wrong conditions, completely inexperienced, the words are just words. And you see, I don't understand. Buddha say one, so easy to understand. Because you're not Buddha, ma. It's because you are not, your mind has not turned towards the Dhamma, you can't see. Let me give you an example. Suppose let's say go traveling. You know about shooting stars, right? And then let's say you go to a place and they tell you, oh, they got shooting stars here. Don't have. Where shooting stars should be at where? Don't have. You're facing the wrong direction. The conditions are wrong. Stars are shooting, but a lot very cloudy. See nothing. You see what I'm saying? Conditions. But you every night go there and look for shooting star. One day you will see the right thing. Faith. Okay? And this is a phrase I want to highlight. With right teaching and right training. The knowledge must be right. The things you do must be right. You'll be fine. This is strictly for practitioner. For the ones who are just looking at sadhana and heading towards heaven, concentrate on faith, building faith, learning the Dhamma, building faith, learning the Dhamma. I teach people, some people, not all, some people, you know that they struggle to read. They cannot really understand the Dhamma. I actually tell them, no, just calm your mind down. Especially if whoever is struggling with cognitive issues, not like dementia, that sort of cognitive issues. They're very old and running out of time. It's okay, don't worry. Have faith, make conviction. I want to come back to the Dhamma. It's your conviction. I want to return to the Dhamma. I have absolute faith and I am joyous. Give me a chance to come back and learn again. But you haven't entered stream and so on and so forth, right? At least do that for yourself. Lift the mind. Okay? You want a break or you want to continue? Okay, break means because no one else said anything. just a breather. Yeah. Sila. Sila has usually been translated as morality. I like to use the word virtues. Virtues. It's the same morality. But what does it mean? What is right and wrong? Why is it right or wrong? What should I do or should not do? That kind of issues. For details, read my book. I'm going to just flash out a few key points. Most people, when they think about sila, they will think of precepts. 5 precepts, 8 precepts, and so on. For me, in fact, actually, Buddha had said, elaborated quite a bit. Precepts is your baseline. It's really the base. Because if you look at precept, it's the hardest. Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, lying, that's the hardest. Hardest of the actions and the words that really hurt others and hurt yourself. Those are the hardest. But if you think about your own mind on a regular day, on any day, do you kill? Do you steal? No. Do you no sexual misconduct? I assume. Lying, well, 90% of the time you don't. So you're very moral. Let me tell you this. If this, you can't hold the line, it's why there are so many going the wrong direction. Okay? The reason why there are so many, the fear of going down to the lower realms and all, stems from purely this. This is your baseline, your baseline. And this baseline, for most people, if you kill on a regular basis or you steal on a regular basis, the mind is very stained. Very stained. And more importantly, is that if you can bring yourself to kill another being, then your mind has inherent baseline cruelty. Cruelty. But the stealer that we should aspire to, the stealer that when you observe will lift your mind, that stealer deals with mental states. If there is greed arising, if there is ill will arising, more how we all have, but if there's greed arising and ill will arising, then at that point, the mind drops from sila. At that point, it does not make you a bad person. You are a situational, not virtuous person. Softer, gentler mind. Okay? And why is sila important? You see, most of us are caught up in ourselves. Right? We are caught up in number one. Who's number one? Ourselves. And because we are caught up with number one, you look at your woman. Can I ask? No, you don't have to raise your hand. 你几给？你几给？ No 几给？ You know yourself. I'm not so cruel. Mita. But you ask yourself this. You didn't kill, but in your mind was that ill will today. On your way here, someone came into your path. Did the mind go, Jay, or more? If your mind has a rising of ill will, whatever it is, at that point, it dipped. That's all. Okay? And in our practice, this is a part I need you to remember. In our practice, sila is very critical to lightening the mind. If your mind sits in your heart, a certain habit of loba or dosa, any habit of loba or dosa, it will become a bind in your heart. Very difficult to smile. Must work against gravity in order to smile. You understand? So if you look at the Eightfold Path, You will say, oh, 2 wisdom, got 3, 2 wisdom, 3 morality, and 3 on samadhi, right? Wrong. 5 on sila. The second one, right thought. Nekkhamma. Avayapata. Avihimsa. No ill will. No clinging. And then, why is it I see 5 and there people say, Buddha never say 2, 3, 3. I don't know when it came out 2, 3, 3. Buddha always said Eightfold Path. Then why suddenly so people put 5? No, just think about it. The second one, right thought, sits on wisdom. But it's about reducing your greed and reducing the ill will. That is in the mind, the thought. Non-cruelty is already in the action. Then you go further down, translated into real action and words. And then you go further down. It goes down to underlying tendencies, effort. And I always tell people, did you even realize that effort is not 1 of 4? Effort is 4 of 4. 4 of 4 means what? 4 of 4 means any akusala, you all know akusala, right? Unwholesomeness. I like this class. Never teach you Pali so you know. Akusala, unwholesomeness. Make sure not one stain is allowed to squat in your brain, in your mind. And straight away got to fill it with kusala. Most people thought that if I have no akusala, I'm sweet. Did Buddha say no akusala, you are sweet? Did Buddha say that? Buddha said, if there were no kusala, bring it up. If kusala is present, proliferate, grow it. Yes, you smarter than Buddha. Who dare to say? I challenge you. I challenge you. Nobody dare to say, right? Of course, Buddha knows better. I tell you what. You go try. Just try. To be seen by yourself. Next time, when an akusala mental energy arises, what do? Jab it. Jab it. Then what must you do next? Replace with wisdom. You try it. Straight away, you will see your mind very different. Okay? Earlier on, I said, faith means do exactly as he said. Therefore, we will do exactly as he said. Proliferate kusala, proliferate kusala. He ends with that. Who asked you to stop at 2? Cannot be national policy. Stop at 2. Must continue to 4. Okay? And this Eightfold Path leads on to the meditation part. Most of you, or rather, you are, can meditate. Most people who tell me they can't meditate is because they can't meditate, don't know the rules, no. It's because kusala not enough. When kusala is not enough, you're not akusala. You only think kusala, akusala, but neutral, the grey zone. Most of us, actually, without realizing, most of us stays in the grey zone. Neither kusala nor akusala. Why do I say that? You walk on the road, somebody fall down, you're coming for class, never mind, someone will help. Did you push her down? No, I didn't push her, but did you help? No, I see. Most people are not kusala enough because they're in the grey zone. If that's the case, the smile that you have works against gravity. Okay? So just remember that, huh? So, then our practice is to uphold our lobha, our dosa, our moha, and Kamma Avyapada Avihimsa, and the Brahma Vihara. Okay? One lecture, too short, cannot go into details. I can only throw Pali words at you. You will just pick whatever you can pick. Just remember that, huh? Conventional impression and assumption is we are being moral for other people. But I'm telling you, you're being moral for yourself. It's for your own happiness. It's for your own spiritual progress. It's for the heaven. For the heaven. You die with a smile on your face, you'll be fine. I see Isaiah talking. I said, wow, so dark. Good thing here. Angry like that. Cannot. Buddhists cannot be angry. Angry are not Buddhist disciple. Angry means don't follow more. 知道吗? Okay? This part I want to share. The less caught up you are with yourself, the more embracing you are of another. And the point, empathy. 2 points. You see, most of us, in our practice, we are working against the stream. Or rather the flood. The world is the flood. We are working against the flood, trying to hit the stream. Okay? We're going against the flood. Most of us start off being caught up by self. Agree? It's all about us, my interests. And then sometimes you're very territorial, my children, my husband, my mother, my father. It's all about mine. We're very caught up in ourselves. I used to say this. When you are very caught up with yourself, and yourself is so big, you fill out the whole room, there's no space for other people. Right? So this practice is about training yourself. The more sila you have, the more you have for others. If you read my book, right in the beginning, I make this point. Right in the first page. Don't need to go very far, first page. I made this point. You know, this thing about, you know my expression, national average, below national average. Yeah, you all know this expression. No need to waste time.
Only 1/3 of us know the rest.
Okay, I explain. You see, world resources is finite. How much money I earn, that's all I have. It's finite. If we were to go for a buffet spread and they say, oh sorry, we're only bringing up 1 plate of carrot. If you like carrot, everybody fight for that 1 plate. Now, the ones who are caught up in themselves and they love carrot, they go, must look at carrot. All for me. My daughter, my son, my father, my mother, all for me. Nothing for others. Limited resources, you grab everything for yourself. Nothing for others. This is what I call below national average. The world will agree with me. This means morality question mark. Then you have the ones who are fair. I will take 50% I take for others. Fair. I take some, I make sure others also have. Good or good? This is what I call national average. The morality like that, sometimes good, sometimes poor. Okay? What is the third type? Give everything to others, live minimal for self. Minimal. So this is above national average because not most people are not like that. Okay? This is above national average. Morality, the dana part, the giving part, solid. Actually, sila has to do with this notion. The notion of sila is how much, because why do you kill? My interests matter more. You cockroach in my room, die! It's about yourself, your space. Right? something that didn't belong to you. I want. You don't dare, you don't have, you don't dare, I take. Next time, yeah. So all this morality issue has to do with what I'm grabbing for me and how far you're prepared to go and hurt another for me. That's all. It's actually basic, boils down to that. So as you practice and as you begin to identify with others, when you start to identify and embrace others, then you will feel for them. That's why the empathy comes in. The more you feel for them, the more you're able to understand another's pain, the more you will help. We say the Buddha was pure of conduct, perfect, because he asked for nothing for himself, everything in the world. You tell me, on the day you die, I'm like that one. Cut to the chase, get to the point. On the day you die, will you teach one lesson more? I see leh, go and watch YouTube by yourself lah. The Buddha gave one more lecture. One more. And he said to Ananda, Ananda said, don't disturb the Buddha, he is tired. And he said, Ananda, he can understand, give it one more shot. All the way to the last day, everything for the world. You understand? So the question is, how much do you hold for yourself and how much will you give to others? Okay? So I make this point, true sila, not lying to yourself. Some people are a very good person. They go around parading, like a peacock parading. I'm a very good person, I'm a very good person. No, I'm not. Very good, Nobody agrees with you. That one very jialat. If at least one person agrees, it's not so bad. Two deluded further together. The robot company, right? The point is, when I say not lying to yourself, what I mean is, in this practice, got to be very clear. Yes or no, what's happening? Seeing things as they are means you're very clear in your mind what is happening, describe the facts. Got to know that. Sometimes we can't even admit to ourselves that we are not as good as we like others to think we are. That sila you must have. To yourself, you must have. Sila is, I said, not for others. It is not about what people think of you. Why? Because it's a mental state in your mind. If indeed you are kind, if indeed you are giving, if indeed you left that last piece, you didn't hide a cupboard full of pieces, if indeed, then your mind is clean. If your mind is not clean, you can laugh, and the world very stupid one, believe you. Sometimes it's not so stupid, but they say the world believes you. But your mind is still staying. The mind is still staying, so it is no use. Okay? I mentioned that already, huh? And I said this, Buddha was described as Vijjacharana. Vijjacharana, knowledge and conduct. Pure of conduct. That last line, as long as akusala appears, whether in the mind, in your action, or in your words, at that moment when it appeared, you were ignorant, not wise. Buddha here would stare at you and say, Balo. You know the word Balo, right? The fool. Okay? As long as in your mind, very strict one, but this very strict. A student, very strict. Not just the thing you say, not just the things you do, but in your own mind. You know yourself best. Clean or not, you know yourself best. And then you try to clean it up. Take a fine toothbrush and clean. Don't do it literally, okay? I meant it figuratively. I'm not stopping, we are moving, huh? The wealth of learning, sutta. This is not TTA, this is TA, sutta. Hearing. Why is sutta? Because in the old days they hear the Dhamma, okay? I don't know why all the colours, but ignore the colours. He has learned much, retained in mind, recited verbally, mentally investigated, penetrated well by view. First, let me ask you, do you know the meaning? I think I know why she coloured it. Do you know why good in the beginning, good in the middle, and good in the end? Why? Never mind you. Anybody want to take a stab at this? Sila sama. Not really. Not really. Something like that. On track, but not spot on. Actually, what it means is, if you think about the way we practice, right? You reflect on your own path. This is a journey. It's a journey. In this journey, good in the beginning, good in the middle, good in the end. Beginning of a journey is when you hear, and when you learn, and when you have an impression, you have an understanding. But that's cognitive. It's all in the brain. Storehouse. If you put it into the practice, the Dhamma begins to come alive. If you don't practice, you don't do anything about it, it's just beginning only. Beginning is the start of the journey. But as you incorporate the Dhamma into your daily life, this is when it's in the middle, coming alive. And any moment when the Dhamma starts to come alive, you are already experiencing benefit. Why? Because you can save up on beauty regime. You can save up on all your cream and all. You start to look nicer, happier. 不是愁眉苦脸，不是西施，愁眉苦脸不好。You will get happier. Who live your life? You live your life. Who carry you? You carry you. So if the Dhamma starts to come alive, you will be happier. You will be. You don't believe, you afterwards go around and ask those fellows that. You will be happier. And then why the end? Because when games over. You will experience nirvana. It's perfect. That's what it means, okay? With the right meaning and phrasing. Important, huh? I mean, initially I didn't want to go into it, so I didn't have the notes for that. But since you color it, right, I must explain color. Right meaning and phrasing, which proclaim the perfectly pure spiritual, very complete and pure spiritual life. Right meaning and phrasing. This Buddha always uses how he said and what it means. What you have is how he said it, but you may not understand what it means. Can you imagine he's so precise? That he give you the words, but the words must touch your heart. Otherwise, it's only words, but doesn't feed your heart. Doesn't feed, you don't understand. So, meaning, the words have meaning. He was very precise on how he phrased it. He was very precise what he wants you to understand. So, when you are learning and reading the sutta, do not underestimate or neglect any part of the sutta. Don't neglect. Our human brain is very lazy. I read already, no need to read. I read already, no need to read. Then drop. Then 2 lines left. Okay, don't do that. Try, just try. Okay, I'm going to explain the rest very quickly. Learn much, collect material, remember what he has learned, commit the Dhamma, later to memory, make notes, review, refresh. The whole intent under remember what he has learned is this. When it comes to meditation, or when it comes to daily life, you don't remember what you read of the Dhamma. If you don't remember, what's coming up? Your version. Your version. Do you want your version to be the subject of reflection? You want the Buddha's version, so you try and remember. So I'm telling you, if you want to memorize 4 Noble Truths and 8 Full Cup. If you want to memorize anything, just remember 4 Noble Truths and 8 Full Cup. Remember how he phrased it. Can you recite the Eightfold Path in sequence? Okay, some of you can, some of you can't. The one who can, excellent. The one who can't, learn. Remember, sequence. Sequence is important. Remember what I said about the kusala right effort? I told you the sequence is important. He ended with kusala. He could have started kusala first and akusala. He didn't. He ended with kusala. The sequence is important. Accumulate what he has learned, so you continue to learn, continue to build, continue to expand more knowledge. Don't lose what you have learned. All this you can just read. Okay? So that you can cover the ground. Recited verbally. Now, in the old days, they don't have smart devices. So if they want to recall the Dhamma, because many of them will take the Dhamma and then they go off, practice on their own seclusion. So they go off. So they got no one to check. They have to memorize as he said. And then they go off and you okay, got it. Then you start again. You see what I'm saying? 好像打功夫啊，不会功夫啦 but just imagining that if you have like Tai Chi, anybody Tai Chi here? Yeah, maybe I don't have. Qigong also can. Qigong, you know, 什么拳 that type. You must remember the steps. And then if you memorize, you remember. If you don't memorize, you don't remember. Okay? To internalize properly require active contemplation of the Dhamma. So, you hear, you remember, you reflect, you internalize. Those are the steps. You must hear, open your ear and you hear. Gather information. And then you must remember. Recited verbally, the idea is to remember. To hear, you must remember. To remember, you must reflect. Reflect, and then you can internalize properly. Okay? Penetrated well by view. Whatever conclusions and understanding that arise from your investigation will sink into your mind. You will remember what you have mulled over. You may not remember what you just memorized. So memorize is important, but more importantly is to mull over, reflect. Okay? Basically, for the Dhamma, it starts off as conceptual knowledge, but eventually it becomes experiential, part of your experience. Knowledge is never for knowledge's sake. See, I'm faster than my own notes. knowledge is never for knowledge's sake. Knowledge is for practice. Eightfold Path. You memorized Eightfold Path. Did you see how Eightfold Path works in daily life? Eightfold Path are 3 core mental states. Are you aware of that? Eightfold Path are 3 core mental states. Panya, Samadhi. And these 3 core mental states, they are in that sequence. Always Panya, Sila, Samadhi. Then you wonder, why end with Samadhi? Because Eightfold Path is not complete. It's actually tenfold. Right knowledge, right liberation. Actually, the word jnana is not just knowledge, it's understanding, wisdom. It's the knowledge, it's the understanding, the insight that steps apart. Eureka moment, in other words. And the eureka moment must lead to the liberation, sense of freedom. Freedom of the mind, freedom of the heart. Okay? The knowledge that you gather, the Dhamma knowledge, it must give you confidence and it must lift your heart. You must feel lighter. If you didn't feel lighter from knowing it, then it means the knowledge is book knowledge. Okay? I'm sorry I can't go into a lot of details about the Dhamma knowledge. If we have time, we'll go into it. But right now, I'm going to take you through the 5 mental states first. This one, big, right? This one is very important. Chaga, generosity. Chaga. Generosity is not the same as dana. Okay? What's the difference? Dana is the gift, the act of giving. Generosity is a state of mind. Then you say what's giving that state of mind? You can give without generosity. But when generosity is present, the desire to give is strong. This is more powerful. But when Buddha was teaching, he said dana. Why? The act of giving first lah. First. But people who are already his disciples, he will say, Chaga. Okay? He will get you to lift. First of gradual learning, you remember earlier on I said when the Buddha taught the lay people, he would say dana, sila, sangha, and so on. So in a way, it's the first of gradual learning. First of the 10 meritorious deeds. First of right thought. Now if you don't know what some of these words are, read my book on sila. They're all there. The next book on the next booklet on sutta will explain in detail gradual learning. The e-book that's ready on sila will explain in detail the 10 meritorious deeds. Okay? Detail. The first of right thought, renunciation. Okay? Now, let's see whether I cover it later. I will say it here because I'm not covering it later. Just a quick word. Many people, when they look at the word chaga, generosity, what comes to mind? You tell me. If I say the word generosity, right? Joy. Dana. Anything else? Joy. How? So happy to give. What else? Letting go. What does it mean by letting go? Not stingy, yes. Huh? Not miserly, correct? So there are a lot of very wholesome thoughts that pops up. I will give you the categories. Some of it, I cannot remember all at one go. It's my book, but I will give you some. Just to give you an idea what I mean when I say chaga. Material object for sure charter, right? Your dana, and even immaterial object like time, effort, your blood, all this gift in a physical form of sort. When you quarrel with someone, do you have the generosity of spirit to say, I'm sorry first? If you say no, you have no charter. But can you see how difficult it is to admit you're wrong? Huh? If you're not in the wrong, you will admit for what?
Just the way you approach the other person. So you have to humble yourself.
Right. It's not humbling, it's letting go of your own views. It's our own ego. Many a time, quarrels start, fighting start, because we are not generous, we can't let go up here. What other letting go can you think of? Views, of course. If I'm a racist, even when you are being a racist, it's a lack of generosity. Why? You hold on to your view that you are different. You can't embrace the other guy, you can't let go of your own biases. I like this group. 非常开通。对了对了，应该是这样的。Huh? Anything when you hold on to a view means you lack charter. That's why charter is so powerful. So powerful. Our views will bind us because we identify so much with those views. You say, yeah, then what? No views are. Also like that of you. Some views will hurt you. Some views are necessary to help you walk this path. But it doesn't mean you need to impose your views on others. It's for you yourself. You holding on to the Dhamma is for you yourself. That's why the Buddha always said, look at your own practice. Your own practice. Do not spend your time talking about other people's practice. It's your own practice you need to watch. Okay? So this is something to remember. Because it's going to be very long, so I dropped it. Now, Buddha's definition: a heart devoid of a stain of miserliness, freely generous, open-handed, delighting in relinquishment, devoted to charity, delighting in giving and sharing. Okay? Heart devoid of the stain of miserliness is this. When you give, you must watch your own feelings. As long as there is the arising of the slightest unpleasant feeling, you got stay. Okay? It's pleasant or unpleasant, you cannot miss it one. It's what my late father used to say. You're feeling not pleasant, painful, you cannot see? Seriously? Of course you can feel. As long as there is arising then you know for yourself, your charter 50% discount. 打5折right, correct? 50%. So no unpleasant feeling, no regret. Give ready a year. Cannot. Inside a year also like that. Yeah. You know 50% there, 50%. No, don't do anymore, right? Freely generous, what does it mean? You do without thinking too much. Can you see sometimes when we're being generous, you ask us, hey, worth it or not? That fellow got bluffing or not? Maybe he's bluffing me. I'm not saying you don't exercise judgment, but I am saying this. Buddha's advice. This is Buddha's advice. Freely generous means you don't go ding, 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 ding already. After that, nothing's left. 25% more discount. Can you see sometimes, sometimes you want to say you want to contribute to a charity, or you want to help somebody. Then your mind, then this person next time will ask for more. Suddenly, all evaporated, all your wanting to help gone, all the goodwill that arises gone. Have you noticed? Yes. That's thinking too much. Not really generous really. Okay? I said, thinking leads to calculation. That's the problem. The way we start. Open-handed means no discrimination. Open-handed, no discrimination. Why? Why do I say that? Because we all play favoritism. These people I like give more. People I don't like, I don't see the face at once. Pretend I don't see your thing. I pretend I don't see you. Don't think, give. That is why sometimes when you do dana for monks or anything, right, you just do like that. You know that? Yeah. And then when the monk collects from you, he's supposed to just look there. He doesn't look at you. He's very mindful of his practice. Because when we think, 我们的分别心 comes in, the discriminatory feelings will arise. And my friends there are very impressed by Chinese today, okay? You will discriminate. I don't like the face, give less. I like the face, my favorite one, they give more. One scope is one scope. Thinking too much of chapter, now only that 10%. Delighting in relinquishment, this one has to do with the joy of letting go. Most people, they go what? Retail therapy. You know what this phrase? Yes. Only the girls will answer. I wonder why,
Did that, done that.
Retail therapy means you go shopping, then you feel better. The regular mind loves it. So I collect stamp, I don't know what else you collect, then very happy. This one is let go. And you derive the joy from doing the opposite of your bad habits. Devoted to charity means compassion. Why? Because charity deals with people who need your help. Okay? Delight in giving and sharing is mudita, more mudita. Joy from feeling someone else feeling relieved or happy. So the purest form of chaga, okay, never mind. You see, sorry, the reason is because, take a headphone quick. The reason is because this thing was finished today. We just finished a slide and she popped it up in Singapore, we download it here. Magic of modern technology, yeah? So you read for yourself. Okay? Take picture. Delighting in giving and sharing, okay?
This one is in your book, right?
Next book. Hasn't appeared yet. Right now in the world, the words are not there yet. No, actually, the draft is done. I just got to clean it up. So the purest form of chaga, spontaneous, joyous, non-discriminating, has no expectations, is absent of ego and self-interest. Now, what I say is not good enough. must show you what the Buddha said. Okay? Anguttara Nikaya 534. To a person's siha, the Buddha said, a generous person would live long in the heavenly realms. He said to another person, donor who gives food wherever he is reborn, he will enjoy life, physical beauty, happiness, strength, wisdom, to also be long-lived and famous. You can go and refer to the actual sutta. So for merits in future life. This, later on I will also show you, it's not about deposit, meaning I put $50, then some nights down, multiply interest, come back 5 million. Not like that. It's the state of mind. Remember what I said about 50% discount, 75% discount? No. You do charter or salah. You put $50, get back $5. because you unwholesome charter, okay? This one, for most of us here, if you are very concerned about spiritual progress, AN5, Book of 5, 2, 5, 6, First Jhana. He said, you cannot develop jhana if that he's talking to the monks, you cannot develop jhanas if they are miserly with regards to 5 things: dwellings, family, beings, praise, and the mind. And he said specifically, without having abandoned these 5 things, one is incapable of entering and dwelling in the first jhana. Now, monks, he's talking to monks, dwelling. A monk owns nothing, right? He has nothing. The only thing he has is where he wants to sleep, where he sits. And Buddha was saying, even on that, must not be selfish, must be generous. Families. You see, in ancient time, we're talking about ancient time, Buddha's time, you eat depending on how many people support you. So let's say you eat, let's say, you have metabolic rate, you easily get gastric, you need a lot of food. So you need about 50 family or 20 families to help you. You can only collect 1 lump per person, right? For instance, they are just 1 lump. You need 20 lumps. Then someone comes along and he's a fellow practicing monk and came and goes, hey, take no food. Why? Because the monk will get 50% discount. So for the monks in the old days, this can happen. It's a zero-sum game. Lay support is their survival. Because of that, you can imagine that this was a problem. People will fight for supporter. Then, let's say, this street, everybody very generous. The next street, everybody is stingy. This street, everybody give very good food themselves, early in the morning, cook nicely. The other street, what top? So the monks will then go to the one street, and the other street will now no business. Something like that. We're all human. So humans get drawn into humans who don't practice, humans who don't understand their mind, behave exactly like humans. Okay? This one, without abandoning miserliness, one is incapable of realizing the fruit of stream entry. No realization of spiritual enlightenment. Okay? Just in case you can't find Dhamma Nikaya 840, don't say I never tell you. For heavenly rebirth, he told a donor, after death is reborn. Someone who has charter, is reborn in a good destination, In a heavenly world, this is the fruit of giving pertaining to future lives. So okay, picture, I move on. This is Bhikkhu Bodhi's translation. The hard copy. Do you all have it? Yeah, okay. Powerful mental chaga. When you experience chaga, right? Does your mind lift? Do you feel the joy that surges in you? Joyous, peaceful light. This is important. When the time comes, what helps your mind to lift is when it's light and joyous. Actually, this one you don't need to wait until the time comes. You might go to bed. You go to bed angry. Try. I know you're not angry. Tonight, try. Tomorrow you wake up on what headache. If you go to bed tonight, happy. When you go to if you go to bed happy, then when you wake up tomorrow, you feel like $1 million. You can conquer the world. Engulf the world in metta. Okay? Anguttara Nikaya 357 Matcha. Buddha actually said this. When a person prevents another from giving, he hurts three people. The donor from gaining merit, the recipient from receiving a gift, the obstructor who will be maimed and injured. Okay? This kind you can actually say to people, but you think about your own self, right? You think about yourself. Suppose that see someone say, oh, I want to go and give dana to the monk, to the beggar. And then you break out the fellow, hey, how you know the real one? Maybe fake one then? Okay? So, 不要讲人家哦. If you have been guilty of something like this before, you know at that point you messed it up already. But never mind, you're not going to give the whole roll. Everybody. Oh, look, I didn't create these words. It's whether you believe or you don't believe that it came from the Buddha. So if you believe that it came from the Buddha, then you ask yourself, why did he say it like that? Because he wasn't looking at it from the angle of the recipient. He was looking at it from the angle of the perpetrator. He was trying to help his disciples lift their mind, make it pure, make it light. He would help the individual. Yes?
Fake monks.
Fake monks, no? Do you know? If you know, don't keep lah. Look, it's a cold. Yes! But it is just that, if you don't know the fellow is fake, but he's a monk, you don't know he is fake, and then you try to think, maybe he's fake, maybe he's fake, right? If you know, don't do. If you don't know, then let's keep it without thinking too much. Focus on the mental energy of giving. If you know, you focus on the mental energy of panya, wisdom. So you must know the difference. Huh? Good question. But only if you know. Don't you go and make mistake, huh? If you don't make mistake, let's say monk 1 is real, monk 2 is real. Then you think that monk 1 is not real, monk 2 is real, then everybody give this one, don't give that one. Yes?
Let's say you don't have the abundance. Say you're giving a whole after you give, right? You have all these thoughts. Oh no, I can't afford anymore. Oh my god, I can't do my next meal and I can't survive for the next 2 days. Is it part of regret as well?
Well, yes, that's a part of regret. Don't worry so much, you've given something. No, okay, wisdom must come in now. Wisdom comes to the rescue. Balance in your mind. chances are, the chances are we are not the most generous people in the world, right? Chances are that one occasion may be your only occasion you give, and then you so much things to say. If you every day give, every day you give, then I can understand when you say, I'm running a bit low already, I think I'll just stop here. That's fine. But you didn't. You spend all your time shopping therapy, shopping. After you finish shopping already, hey, I'm running low, cannot give. So you give all to you and nothing for the world. You see what I'm saying? Balance. If you give, day by day you give, then of course it's okay to say, I think I should stop, I'm running low. That's okay. That's fine. But the way, in terms of generosity, spending of money, did you know what you're supposed to spend on? What?
For the master.
Oh yeah, you see like that. Buddha said, spend on yourself. Spend on yourself. Spend on your loved ones. Spend on your... No, that's Sigalowata. There are others. Sigalowata is like that. 4 parts. 2 part, invest. 1 part, spend. Another part, save for the rainy day, bury under the tree. Oh, this got no PTS, or POS, what do you all have? What bank do you have? Malaya Bank. Don't have? Maybank, yeah. No. So that's Sigalowata. There is another one where the Buddha said, you give to yourself, you must spend on yourself, you must spend on your loved ones, you must give relatives, yes, the people that you know, and also to people in need. But he didn't say monks only. The word he used was Brahmanas. Brahmanas. Meaning, depending on your faith. Okay? The point is the generosity of the mind, the lifting of the mind. This is important. The mind is not light. Actually, you will know whether your mind is tight or loose. You will know. If you have very heavy energy, you wake up really very tired, you're not very interested, you don't feel very joyous, you didn't give enough. Mind's not light. When by instinct you're very giving and very caring, the mind is very light. Okay? You will know for yourself. Actually, I see also, I know. But I'm not magic. Other people see also, they know. They also not magic. Can't you tell? When you look around, people around you, can you all tell? Yes. You can tell what? You also got psychic powers. You can tell, isn't it? Of course you can tell. Human got all kind of big instincts on it. Okay. This is Sutta Nipata. But this came from Sutta Nipata. Have you? Bhikkhu Bodhi's latest translation, Sutta Nipata. Big book. This came from there. Read for yourself. Read for yourself. Okay? Okay, moving on.
No, no.
Sorry.
Oh, earlier I was there. Then now it's here. So mindful, I didn't even realize. Okay? Right, ready, Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm now standing here. Next. But my laptop is here. This is also, if you should read this particular sutta. I say that one acquires merit even if one throws away dishwashing water in a refuge dump or cesspit with the thought, may the living beings here sustain themselves with this. How much more when one gives to human beings? This is the Buddha. Do you know how this came about? Because someone said to him that, is it true you said, give only to my mom? Then this is his reply. Of course it's not true. Buddha never said that. This was his reply. First time people take picture, actually must not be there. Okay, please note this. Dhamma means mind of the donor when making the gift makes the difference. Dana should be made out of faith, respectfully, in a timely manner, unreservedly, and without injuring himself or others. Attitude, motivations, whether or not you experience joy before, during, and after giving. Buddha very good. Give you the full advice. In my book, I explain in detail all of this. Faith, respectfully, timely, and so on and so forth. Now we'll be moving on. 5:30?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Psychic. I know. Useless psychic. Okay, difference. Panya. Panya. Now, up until this point, everything is easy, right? Meaning to say, with the exception of Sutta, Sattva, Sila, Chaga, these three mental states. Not difficult, right? It's a personal choice. You can choose to, or you can choose not to. It's a personal choice. You can choose to scold, or you can choose to hold your tongue. It's a personal choice. You can choose to give, or you can choose not to give. Personal choice. Meaning to say, these three do not depend on other mental conditions. Technically. But usually when people are in a good mood, they're very happy, they give more. If they're in a bad mood, you ask them for something, they say no. Huh? Somewhat conditional. But you still have a choice. Whereas, Panya is absolutely conditional. You have to do things for Panya to happen. You can cultivate, you can develop. The good news is you can cultivate and develop. You can do things. The bad news is you must cultivate and develop. You cannot like, boom, I'm very Panya, I walk on water. It doesn't work like that. You have to work. Panya. Okay, the difference between intelligence and wisdom. Because people can get the two mixed up. People sometimes say, oh, what has Panya got to do with Tatsu? In Buddha's time, a lot of them were Tatsu. You know what I'm saying? Panya has nothing to do with what was Tatsu. Sometimes too much too, not so Panya. Right. Sometimes you know Tatsu, more Panya. So, see, the difference is this. Intelligence is cognitive speed. Cognitive speed. How fast your brain process data, how fast it assimilate and remember data, and then manipulate the data to achieve the outcome they want. That's intelligence. It's solving a problem effectively, efficiently. That's intelligence. Therefore, my army is losing to the other army. I want to win this battle. Your intelligent general or scientist invent a giant bomb that is this size, drop there, and decimate everybody. Intelligence. That's all. Effective, efficient, minimum use of resources, maximum result. That's intelligence. Wisdom as the condition of benefit and happiness for all. It's a very different outcome. Happiness, benefit, welfare for number one and number one. Numbers one. That's the difference. You tell me, are they the same? Not the same. Absolutely not the same. And so clarity, so you know this very clearly now. When the Buddha told his arahants, the 60 arahants, go out and teach, he said, for the welfare, for the happiness, for the benefit of everyone. People's welfare and benefit and happiness. Happiness. People may not be very good at figuring out what's to their welfare and benefit, but they know happiness. If you make me more pain, I'm not happy. I want to stress this because you all are in quest of the Dhamma. Yes? If you are in quest of the Dhamma, for yourself, your panya is 50%. We always think it's about us. Not enough. We are doing this for our family, for our friends. If you cannot identify with the world, it's okay. Identify with the people you know. It's not about you only. Because if you really understand the Dhamma, you're a nicer person, you're a kinder person, you're a more giving person. You eat less and you give more. You're a nicer person. So you may be the fierce mother-in-law, or the unreasonable father-in-law, or the hopeless children. But in the Dhamma, if you are on track and you begin to understand the Dhamma, you begin to feel it, you should not be unreasonable, critical, unfair, and so on and so forth. Should not be. If you are, salah liao. Orang bercakap kursi Buddha, not the Dhamma. Okay? All these taken from the suttas. One who is wise. We talk about wisdom. You ask yourself, do I have wisdom? Do I have wisdom? One who is wise is virtuous. Are you sila enough? There are these characteristics of a wise man, attributes of a wise man. Thinks good thoughts, speaks good words, does good deeds. Yeah? Okay? Now do you know why they say the Buddha teaches the Dhamma? It emphasizes goodness, kindness, and so on. It's true. We're going for wisdom. See and understand. Wait okay, this is not so important. Wait, previous. See and understand the correlation between dukkha and pain. Okay? Oh, one word, one line is missing. Okay, never mind. See and understand the correlation between dukkha and craving. We know in the sutta again and again, the people who have realized the people the people who have realized they all saw the Four Noble Truths. Yes? Four Noble Truths fundamentally means you know every time you want more, you will get more angst. It's direct proportion. The more things you have expectations of, the more painful. There's usually some smart edit somewhere in your mind, sometimes you will say, then I didn't know anything lah. If you can, but you can't. Therefore, you learn to moderate. What can you let go? What can you give up? That's all. I'm not asking you to give up everything. No need. You're not ready, ma. You lay person, ma. And it's not about things. It's about views, thoughts, opinions. Suppose, let's say, my daughter-in-law very jialat. That view can give up or not? Cannot give up that view means your daughter-in-law jialat, you more jialat. Do you understand? It's about things. Usually we think give up things enough. You quarrel with someone, then you form an impression. Can you let that impression go? He was like that yesterday, today not like that. You should even see it. Can you even tell? We hold a lot of things. 数也数不清. That we have a lot. So, as many things as you hold, that much pain you will have. You go shopping, you buy a lot. Every shelf you take one item. In the whole of what's that place we came from? Meat Valley. Meat Valley? Yeah. You go Meat Valley, every shelf you take one item. A lot of things to hold, very tukar, right? Very tukar, right? It's like that, lor. I have a very good friend who tell people, just go like that. A small cup. Just hold small cup. Hold very long. Don't put down. After one very tukar. It's the same thing for the mind. Okay? And if you can understand the correlation, not bad. Okay? My pen make noise on. The second one, which is a missing word, I knew it. Has the correct perspective of life. In other words, there is a part in you that holds the big picture in mind. There's a part in you that holds the big picture in mind. That you will one day die. On the day that you are going to die, does it matter that someone call you names? Don't know. Some people may still be angry. What做鬼呀？来搞你！ Because you will be gui. You're still holding on, you will be gui. Yes, seriously. Okay? It's just perspective. It's not important. I mean, it's there, but it's just perspective. Okay? I move on, huh? This is interesting. The wisdom to recognize impermanence. To recognize and to see and to catch impermanence. That discern arising and passing away, which is noble and penetrative and leads to the complete destruction of dukkha. Mental states, feelings, perception, the five aggregates of grasping. Every single aggregate of grasping doesn't stay in the mind, it comes and it fades away, comes and it fades away. Pages after pages, it flips. Nothing lasts. All mental states come and go. The sharp awareness to be able to notice the different shades of intensity of feelings, for instance, can actually get the change. Buddha, in one of the sutta, described what's a wise man. By conversation, their wisdom can be known, judging by the way he initiates, formulates, poses questions. He is wise, not. He is wise, not wise. They say not. For what reason? He speaks about matters that are deep, peaceful, sublime, beyond the sphere of reasoning, subtle, comprehensible to the wise. In other words, when this person explains the Dhamma, he is able to help you understand the Dhamma. Explain, teach, describe, establish, review, analyze, explicate its meaning, both briefly or in detail. You're looking for a teacher? Look for this. Can your teacher produce this? What kong eh? Udah. Kong eh? Sorry. Udah kong eh? Look for a teacher. Look for whether he can speak, he can explain, he can help you understand, describe, establish. In other words, details. No details you can read for yourself. Right? No details I also can read. English only ma. Chinese I have problem, but English can. Okay? The wise person, because he knows how to let go. He knows the correlation between dukkha and craving. That correlation. You're wise enough to see that, you're not wise enough to let go. How come your panya sasukue 30%? Yeah. You're wise enough to see the correlation. You don't lack the wisdom to moderate. It cannot be. Actually, I should put the two together, not split them like this. Content. And if you can let go, then you'll be content and happy, Lord. So none of this that I'm except for this one, because this understanding Dhamma and considering death, able to explain, this was pertaining to teachers. The teacher, whereas the others pertains to everyone. If you're not a teacher, you can't explain Dhamma, no one can fault you. After all, you only have to be indulging yourself now. It's okay. But if you are going to teach, then you cannot just read the sutta to me. If you're only reading the sutta to me, I can read for myself. You see what I'm saying? I can read faster than you. Because reading is faster than analyzing. Okay? Okay, just read this and I'm going to say this. These five mental states for the lay person, because the five mental states for practitioners, they are different. There's five mental states for the lay people to be happy in this life and in the next. There is a sutta called Vipajja Sutta where the Buddha talked about 4 factors for a successful, happy worldly life, and 4 factors to protect, to safeguard their next life. And in that 4 factors, he dropped only one, sutta. It was still, sattva, Sila, Chaga, Panya. He drops Sutta, meaning when you see the difference between that Sutta with Pajja and this one, the Mahanama Sutta, is that Mahanama was the devotee. The real Pajja Sutta was delivered to the Sakya, who was not yet a follower. So if you're not a follower, you want to study the Dhamma. You don't necessarily want to listen to the Dhamma. It's okay. You still need 4 mental states. So the 4 of them are non-negotiable. Sattva, spirituality. Sila, morality, virtues. Kusala, make you out of it. Chaga, generosity. Panya, remember, Panya means for our benefit, our interest, our happiness. The decisions that you make, can you protect everyone? Or is it every man for himself? And you can see, someone who is wise will be virtuous. Okay? All these mental states coming together will make your mind light and joyous. And they will feed each other. They reinforce each other's mental energies. Let me ask you this, Sila. No bad lies. Avoid lying. Avoid lying. You know, sometimes you just tell white lie. And you know my position, there's no such thing as white lie. But let's just say that the mundane world, regular world, talk about white lie, okay? White lie is very convenient. Someone come up to you and say, do I look nice? A white lie is yes. The truth is,
can be better. Yeah.
sensitive. The truth is, you know what? Let me suggest like that. Try and help. So much more troubling, right? I must go and think of how to make it better. How to yes. So much more to it. Many a times when people tell lies, white lie, it's their convenient. It's for their convenience. But if in your mind you understand why. Because Buddha says so is one thing, but the second thing is, if I'm walking this path, my mind has to be very clear to be able to see and understand things as they are. Exactly, the facts, clarity. If I want to tell lies and fudge the truths, after a while the mind cannot see. So we messed our own mind. So we say, okay, I will not do it. Then you try not to do it. Tell the truth, make it sharp, make it clear. Faith makes you do that. If you don't understand why, and you have no faith, then why bother? Oh yeah, yellow one will cut my tongue. Fear. Okay? It's much easier to hold a person when he understands than to make him hold the line because he's frightened. If he understands, he will do it. If he's frightened, when you don't see, he will do it. So the rest, obvious, right? Okay, we have time for questions. 没有时间嘛？6点半。I have 3 minutes. 6:30.
No, 3 minutes. It's now 6.
Okay. Some more. Read for yourself. Light. The emphasis is on the word light. You understand what it says? Another one, whole afternoon of talk. Do you understand what this is? Done.
Not it's like that.
You can answer for yourself. Joyous, happy energy, mental states. Ah, 对了，真的是了，对了。Any question? I think this is it. I must say that this, yeah. Say that it was a nice one. Okay, question? No question? Yes. Yes. 88.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. I just ask, if you said that you shouldn't tell white guys, what if let's say you there's a cat or somebody coming to you, white guy, you say, hey, you know when you're coming to me, you have, I gotta feel, I'm gonna die or something.
Sorry, okay?
In a situation where you're walking down white light, would that be accepted or not? For example, if you're in a test situation, you can't tell the beggar and say, I have 10,000 dollars or this is how much I have in my bank account. Which eventually,
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
Sometimes white lie is convenient, practical and necessary, you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
But you ask yourself, the necessary part is based on what? It's based on your fear you lose all your money.
Or if the situation is trying to prevent collusion with another party, you have to tell a bit of white light.
How?
Prevent it one. I guess.
You see, forget about the white or black line. Let me explain to you why lying is a problem. Okay? You first got to understand why lying. Why does the Buddha? Why did he tell his son? And this is what he did. You know the story of Rahula? Rahula wonder. And Buddha put on this performance for him. Wash his feet, take a pail of water, haul it away. Remember that story? Basically, the son, the little boy, joined the order when he was 7 years old. And based on what the Buddha said to him and did with him, my guess is that the little boy was playful. And the Buddha basically told him, you must not tell lie, even for a joke. Because if you tell lie, your entire ascetic efforts, your restraint, your efforts will all be wasted. And when he poured the water, he said, wasted like this. All your effort down the drain. Huh? Yeah. So the point the Buddha was making is, if you are not alive. The point is, if you are a practitioner, your mind needs to be very sharp and very clear in being able to explain exactly what it sees is happening. When we need to touch realities, when you are telling something which is deliberately wrong, you need to construct the story, right? You need to construct the story. A mind that constructs stories does not know, after a while, it wouldn't know how to stop constructing story. 假的看成真，真的看成假，看 differentiate. You think it's so easy? I don't know. Huh? I no comments. The point is, when you start to paint and fudge, it will affect the mind. For sure, it will stay. If you say, I don't believe, you look at neuroscience. Just go look at neuroscience. How just a little bit of thing can cause a deluge of chemicals into your brain, and you don't even know it, because inside they're flooding heavily. The result of fudging, now you do it once, means you say it's okay, I can do it again. How many people will say, I will fudge once and that's it, for the rest of my life I will fudge again. You won't. You fudge once and you say, hey, not bad, quite convenient, do it again and again. And after a while, your mind can't differentiate realities. The mind reality, exactly how the mind works, is very subtle. Very, very subtle. You can't differentiate the regular changes. You want to talk about the very subtle ones? How? So that's point one. Something for you to bear in mind. Okay? Point two. The trouble with lying, and this is something that was quoted in the sutta, the trouble with lying is you only need to be caught once. What's your trustworthiness? You only need to be caught once on something very simple like this. You don't feel like going out. Your friend came and called you. Make all kinds of strange noises. You didn't want to go out, but your friends came and pestered you. And then you come up with this wonderful lie, I don't know what. Oh, I don't know, I'm sick. I'm sick. And because you went, you have something else to do. And someone saw you and you were not sick. You want to not go out, you stay at home. Don't ever be caught. Because after that, you trust a fella. On something so simple, he also lied leh. Where you are concerned, it's a small white lie. Let's go back to our favorite example. Your wife asks you, nice or not? Then you, nice, sweet. She go out and make a laughing stock of herself. Who suffer? You say nice. By the way, like that, you say nice. Everybody say not nice there. So clever. The point is, Buddha aside, Buddha's one is very clear, and it hasn't got to do with all the social consequences. Buddha one is about spirituality, very clear. Buddha's is all about spirituality and rebirth. Okay? This is talk about rebirth of now and future. Now, if you don't believe in rebirth, never mind. Now, you lie day 1, you lie day 2, you lie day 3. You after a while lying is a pastime, man. It becomes a habit. Then you jalan. But we talk about next life, right? Subsequent life. You cannot understand. You say in life, you cannot understand why nobody believes you. You're always telling the truth, but nobody believes you. But then the chances are, it's a different time. Version 3.2 was not very honest. So version 4.5, now, something like that. Just think about that, okay? If you believe in it. Now, I know most of us here, I know most of us here are not serial liars. We're all honest people by and large. We're only talking about shades. So maybe I'm not 100% leaning white. I'm only 98% off-white. maybe. You just make sure you stay 98% off-white and not anymore there. Because the sliding has started already. So as much as possible, if you understand, stay more white lah. Stay. Just try. You see whether I'm reasonable at this. Many a times, when we tell a lie, it's really for convenience. You don't want the person to put you in a spot, right? Put you in a spot. Or you don't want the person to think badly of you. Why I ask you want to come, why you so big time? That kind of thing, right? It's like, this time got a problem, because this week you managed to fall sick. Next week you die there. 1 month later, you die. Yes, this week you sick, kindly. So it actually is a good thing to learn how to be skillful in your speech. And some people will say, oh, very difficult, skillful very difficult, never mind, or then you honest lah. Then I cannot slack. I know. So better learn to be skillful. Just round and round and round the whole. Okay? Thank you. Oh, sorry, there's one more question. Someone
I was thinking about chaga, and I was also wondering if you like generosity to animals, for instance, dogs. If you had to choose between, helping an animal and maybe giving funds towards a temple fund or building, which is not really urgent. Is there a difference in your general?
only in your mind. Personally, it's really in the mind. When you give, and what motivates you? Compassion, friendliness, kindliness, the joy of loving and being considerate. Those are very powerful mental energies that will give you joy. When you give, and you give often enough, the mind gets lighter and joyous. And that's good. You can go to Dhamma, to, I don't know, hypothetical, you say, oh, I'm going to give you a temple. But then you give already, you didn't feel joy. You didn't feel joy. Then, did you read what the Buddha said? You read what he said? That at the end of it, you're actually joyous. If you didn't feel joy, then okay, like that, never mind. Let go, don't think too much. Is it better or is it worse? It's not the recipient. It is what's in your mind. Okay? There was a story in the sutta, story of a husband and wife who were so poor. They shared one piece of sarong. Well, let's just say that 见得人的 sarong. Not that they go around naked. They're not naked. There's only one piece of sarong or one piece of baju that they can wear to go out. So they must take turns to go out, right? And if I remember correctly, they managed to garner something. I think that piece of sarong, I think it was that one piece. Yes. But because it was done, I know you say it's the Buddha. Forget about the Buddha part. The point is the courage and the joy that arose from the giving. They deliberated, but they won. See, the mind won. And when after all the effort and the mind won, right in that life, the rewards came back. But they didn't do it because of the rewards. They just wanted to do it. One piece of cloth left. That's all. And that's what it means when you're really joyous. You must remember, give already, feel the joy, give thanks in your heart. I managed to beat back my Mara. Managed to beat back the Mara. And then just rejoice. Okay?